So are there some mistakes that companies make? In other words, like just push someone at the deep end of the pool, or just, hey, here's a young engineer, and we want you to travel to Thailand, or what are some of the things that companies shouldn't do? In other words, what are the basic mistakes that could happen, like no training, or what have you seen? Like, are there things that you've seen?
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I feel is that with this topic, there is a tendency with some people to do one of two things: either to underestimate the role of culture. So they say, "Oh, we're really global. We've been global for 100 years, and we sell things all over the world, and we travel a lot, like we mentioned before. So we don't need anything. We don't need any help." That's one tendency. And then another tendency, which is quite interesting, is when people have discovered the culture thing, they start reading a few books, and then they think everything has to do with culture. And so, oh my goodness, and then they get paralyzed, actually. We had an issue actually with Germans going to Saudi Arabia, where the HR department phoned me up and they said in Saudi Arabia and said, can you stop doing this intercultural training, because the people are so frightened of making a mistake that they then are inactive. They're just sitting there worried that they're going to do something wrong.
Yeah.
So this the two extremes, because it's not everything is explained by culture, but culture, as somebody said to me, is like salt in the soup. You can taste it, but you can't take it out. You can't isolate it. You don't know what is culture and what's not culture, what has to do with just business and things. So I would say getting a healthy attitude to the role of culture, not over or underestimating it. I think on the individual level, I think some people a danger is that some people are very attracted to stereotypes. So if they discover the topic, they say, now I want a list of do's and don'ts for China or whatever. And that's dangerous, because those do's and don'ts can never reflect the complexity of the situation. And the other thing on the company or organizational level, I think, is that still people are underestimating the role of culture in the organizational development, or when they do a change program worldwide, or when they do a merger or acquisition. Often people are very focused on the hard facts, on the financials, on getting things going. And I appreciate that they're under a lot of pressure to get the deal done, but they don't actually think about then the cultural mix of these of the company perhaps that they're acquiring, or the process that they're trying to introduce in a different place. So I would say it basically comes down to taking culture seriously, and not trying to oversimplify things with by drifting into the stereotypes, because that's counterproductive.